Welcome to the general meeting of the Toyota Land Cruiser Club. I'm Bob Fife, TLCC President. On my left is Greg Norris, Vice President, then Alan Kidd, Club Secretary, and on my right is Mark Willett, Club Treasurer. Are there any visitors or new members here tonight? No? Well, I will not say what I was about to say. Present as per the attendance book, apologies, and I hope I haven't missed anybody. David and Heidi Rowley, Sally and Noel Rippengale, Brian and Sue Chisholm, Alf and Pat Johnson, John and Jenny Twine, and Colin Richards. Any others that we should have there? No. Okay, the minutes from the previous meeting have been posted at the back of the room. I propose that the minutes of the previous general meeting held on Monday, 7th of August 2023 have been read and confirmed. Do we have a mover, please? And a seconder? Thank you. Announcements by the President. As is becoming customary now, we're going to do a little health report. I had contact with Sally Rippengale a day or so ago, and she let me know that she had had a scan and review recently, and that things are somewhat static, which is not bad, and she will have another review shortly. Fingers crossed for Sally. Katie Region is here and feeling as well as can be expected, and she's now got a Robin Hood haircut, which I'm very jealous of. And we are cheering for you, Katie, to be right at the top of your game. Carla Riviere is here tonight too and is continuing to improve, but looking very thin, but I think he's feeling a bit chirpier. Is that right, Carl? Good. Okay, for those who may not have read our closed Facebook, we have lost a very popular member recently, Gary Hooper. That is Hooper with an H. Who passed away on August 24th, and I can report that 23 members attended his funeral last Friday. That is Sally's count, and my count, including, by my count, 5 life members. So I think that's a pretty good roll-up. He must have been a good guy, which he was, of course. I also wish to take this opportunity to commend our welfare officer, Vonnie Bacchia, and her backup man, Dushan. When I asked Vonnie to send a card to Gary and his family, she decided that a card might not arrive and it might be too late, and so she visited him in the hospice. And according to Gary's family, his face lit up on seeing Vonnie. Vonnie's action, as always, is above and beyond. Thank you very much, Vonnie. Wonderful. Just a reminder to all that any members wishing to ask questions or to speak, please do so from the rostrum or wait for a microphone to be supplied. Vice President's report. Greg.
We have no guest speaker tonight, unfortunately, but if I can tell everybody that in October we've got Sabre Off-Road said that they would like to come and do a presentation. And Sabre Off-Road, in case you don't know, make soft ropes and soft rope recovery gear, and they have their factory down in Melbourne. So I figured, as an Australian company, they would they'd have a lot of information to share with us. So make sure you come to the October meeting.
Thank you very much, Greg. Now we'll go to Treasurer's report from Mark.
Thank you, Bob, and good evening, everybody. August, it was not an exciting month in the club. We got incomes of $13,172. That was mainly from magazine advertising, so we've had a bit of a delay in getting the magazine advertisers' invoices. They've all been sent out and they've begun to pay. So that was nearly $11,000. We had membership fees of $1,500 and some contributions towards the first aid course. In the same month, we spent $13,000, so nearly the same in as out. We paid for the first aid course. We paid the rates on the properties. The two properties, the rates there are $5,500. We paid some postage for the magazine. We hired the hall, and we did a few other bits and bobs. So as the end of August, which is getting towards the end of the membership year, we have $349,785 in the bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have a mover for acceptance of the Treasurer's report? And Sue Duffy. Thank you. Education report, Gary Cooper.
Good evening, everyone. We're finally back from our little trip to WA, only 4 months and 15,500 K, but it was a great trip. We had some wonderful members from the club with us, and I think everyone had a good trip. The unfortunate thing is, but we've lost the land manager. He's still somewhere out there travelling, so hopefully he'll find his way home. So anyway, hey? Oh no, we fixed that. Right. What we've got here, I'd just like to say thank you also to Bob Fife and to David Rowley for looking after the education portfolio while I was away. We simply couldn't do it where we were with the limited coverage and things like that, so thanks Bob for that, looking after it. Okay, just this past weekend we had our first aid course, Saturday the 2nd at Willaglen. There were 14 participants from the club, a little bit lower than last year, but 14 is still a good number. I believe the presenter's name was Steve Moon, and I just want to pass across to Greg. Greg was one of the participants. I just want Greg's feedback so you all know how the course went. If you wouldn't mind, Greg.
Thanks, Gary. So Steve was a very laid-back presenter with a very dry sense of humour. It took us all just a little while to adapt to that, but we very quickly realised that he spoke. He spoke from the heart, because in his experience as a first responder, working with emergency services, he was quite often the first one to get there. And I guess the last first aid course I did was fantastic as well, but it was also from the perspective of the ambulance. This is what you do until we get there. So he had the perspective that we would have if we were arriving somewhere. So he was very practical and was a big believer in this is what you can do with what you've got. With a basic first aid kit, which I hope we all have, you can pretty much adapt any of those pieces of gear for a whole lot of purposes. It's amazing how many different ways you can use a crepe bandages, glad wrap, and he even showed us some amazing things you could do with a solar blanket. So all things that you might find hopefully in a first aid box in your car. I just hope that when we run the next first aid course, the members who haven't done the first aid course have the opportunity and the determination to go and get that, because it certainly is a benefit, I think, to have that, given that a lot of the places we go as a club are not immediately accessible by medical services. So it was well worthwhile. We all had a great time. In the debrief we had afterwards, everybody agreed that it was a fantastic course, and we learnt quite a bit.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you for that. Okay. All right, coming up next weekend, the 9th and 10th of September, we have Alan's HEMA navigation course. That's always a great course. It allowed us to find our way back home, so we know that he teaches very well. So Saturday's the HEMA Explorer app with the HEMA HX1. There's 9 participants there, and Sunday there's the HEMA 4x4 Explorer app and the HEMA HX2. He's got 8 there. So Alan's courses are always very good and very well presented. So thanks for that, Alan. Then the next one is the advanced driver training at Willaglen, of course, 23rd, 24th of September. That's always full, limited numbers, always full. It's a great course. Barry Lanigan and Bob present that. and it's a very worthwhile course to do. Okay, the course after that, which bookings opened, hang on, bookings opened on the 26th of August. This is a photography course with Richard Farr and Ricky Luminau. So that's a great thing to do too. That's on the 7th and 8th of October at Coolangatta. There are 10 already booked for that, and I'm not sure. Richard, how many do you want? You want about 15. So if you want to do that photographic course, try and get in as soon as you can. Okay, last Saturday, the 2nd, the chainsaw course for the 14th and 15th of October at Willaglen opened. That filled within a day. We've already got 15 and we've got 4 reserves. So Dave Lamb and Wayne Back, that's a great course if you want to know how to use your chainsaw properly. You might use your chainsaw, but if you're doing it properly and safely, and it's a great weekend down there. I usually try and organise a dinner on the Friday night at the Dog to get to break the ice and everybody gets to know each other, and then the course is the Saturday and Sunday. So that's actually booked out already. So anyway, an introduction to bird watching is the next one. That's on the 28th and 29th of October at Coolangatta. Bookings will open on the 16th of September. And that's Chris Taylor's presenting that with Jeff and Spike Catford. So that's always a good one too. Now, my auto electrical course also opens on the 16th of September. 28th and 29th of Willaglen is when it's on. That usually fills pretty quick, so keep an eye out for that one as well. I'll be running that. Elkie does the PowerPoint presentation for me, and I've got a mate of mine coming down who is a genuine auto spark, and we dovetail the course together. Towing course, Robin and Ian Moggs. That'll be on the weekend, the 11th and 12th of November. Bookings open on Saturday, the 30th of September. That's a good course if you want to do a bit of backing and understand how to back your vehicle or your trailer properly and things like that. So keep an eye on the website for that. Now, we've picked up another new course. A chap by the name of Gareth Davies is prepared to run a trip leaders course. Now, he's doing it a little bit different to what we've done in the past. I've read his notes and things, and it seems pretty good. He wants a maximum of 12 people. It'll be a 2-day course, but it won't be until next year. So it'll be the 2nd and 3rd of March next year. So just keep an eye on the website and the CES for that. And that's about all there is for trips, or sorry, not trips, but courses this year and early next year. But if you've got something you want to present to the members, you think you've got a skill that people would get something out of, and you want to present a course, just give me a buzz and we'll have a talk about it. And that's the end of education.
Thank you, Gary. Very thorough report. I could make just one little comment on Gary's. He was talking about the chainsaw course and having an icebreaker on Saturday night. I remember, and many of you others will remember, 2 or 3 years ago when all the gentlemen, I say that loosely, on the course were in the nutty and had their photos taken with the chainsaws in front of parts that shouldn't be seen. And that was on a Saturday, so I think the ice had already been broken well and truly. But anyhow, you did? No, that's pretty dreadful. Anyhow, we go on. Promotions. There is no actual report, but we have been, between some of us, I've been trying to do as much of the promotions as I can, but not as though it would be happening if we had a dedicated promotions officer. But we've got the Eastern Creek thing going on the weekend, and David Mickoff has got up a roster. If there's anybody else wants to throw their hand in, Tony Montebello said he would help. If anybody else likes to would like to still volunteer, just let me know. And on the magazine front, Alan Kidd is now doing the invoicing. Mark, of course, as the treasurer, keeps an eye on the money coming in, and when it's not coming in, I've been given the wonderful job of chasing the money. So it sounds like I'm at the bottom of the barrel there. Okay, on to Social Director's Report. Debbie.
Hi everybody. I don't have COVID, I just have a cold, so don't worry too much. Really good news about Halloween at Coolandilee. It's now on, which is fantastic. It's on the weekend of the 28th of October, and we've had a lady called Sarah Warren. She's put up her hand to volunteer to coordinate the activities, and Andrew and Lisa Boyd have volunteered once again to do the catering for the weekend. So that's really good, fantastic. Bookings will open on the 16th of September. So we will be looking for some volunteers to help them out. If anybody here thinks that they would be interested in going along for the weekend and helping out, just send me an email or speak to me at the end of the meeting. That'd be great. Family Christmas at Coolandilee. Santa's already whispered in my ear that he has the elves preparing for our family Christmas. That'll be on the weekend of the 25th of November, and bookings will open on the 14th of October. I want to thank Sue and Ken Duffy for offering to coordinate this event this year. Thank you for doing that. You've done it before, and I'm sure you'll do a fantastic job. And then finally, the adult Christmas party. Stuart's here. Where are you? Stuart's over there. Stuart's coordinating that for us, which is wonderful. Thank you, Stuart. We're about to open the bookings for that. An email will be coming out in the next few days, and the bookings will be open. It's on Saturday night, the 2nd of December, and again at Reezy Workers Club, same venue as last time. Stuart has prepared something for the newsletter and listed the menu, and it sounds really delicious, similar to what we had last year. Lots of variety, seafood and yummy things. So that's an opportunity for us to. It's our most fanciest event of the year, I suppose, for the adults to get together and just socialise and come along, meet some new members, or get together with your group of friends. So that's it from me.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Now, Land Minister's report. Brian's not here, but we've had Rob or Cole previously presenting something. Is there something you guys would like to do?
Evening, folks. I wasn't at the last meeting, and Cole gave a report on the previous working bee in July at Willow Glen. As the fact that Brian is still away, I'll probably be running the coming working bee, which is on the same weekend as the advanced driver training. That's the 23rd, 24th of September at Willow Glen. For those that weren't there last time, what we did was we actually cleared a whole heap of fallen timber and transported it all out to the pile burns. We cleared the gully right in front of the shed. There's still a little bit more to do down towards the track end and up the other way. So the plan at this stage will be to bring your chainsaw, because there's a heap of timber to be cut up and relocated. Good chance for those that have done the chainsaw course to come and have a bit of practice. So hopefully we can see a few people there. Last month we had about 13 members there, and we achieved so much. It was fantastic. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Rob. You don't want to add anything, Cole? Thank you. Robin, membership.
Okay. Thank you. So, in the last month, we've had 4 new memberships join the club. Standing, we have 853 memberships, in the club. We've got 244 of those memberships electing to have their magazine through email only. So we're slowly increasing we're still increasing. I'm still getting memberships, so we're still climbing. So yes, thanks.
Thank you, Robin. Four-wheel drive activities, Ian.
It was just a bit too high for me if I stood there. I worked out that Robin was standing in a film position instead of just standing on the X, which is not what you're trained in the film industry. So that's why, because you marked it differently to what we expect, because we're different to everyone else. Okay, four-wheel drive activities. We had 2 trips recently listed. They're full. In fact, one of them's already gone. And the second one is a corner country trip, about a week from memory, and it was full within 3 or 4 days. There's one next year in Tasmania, or to Tasmania, and recently we had a Blue Mountains run, a Kagari or Fraser Island, and we ran a new member trip. We were supposed to have 2 trips running, but at the last minute we couldn't get the second one going because somebody has the excuse about having to move house. I thought it was really pathetic, but you know, yes, that's you. No, so unfortunate. So we just, luckily a couple of people on the standby list dropped out and we dragged everyone else onto the trip and we ended up with 12 cars. Then when we got down to the Cowmung River, there was another group of 5 came down just as we were going to go across, and there were 3 coming the other way. So it was the biggest traffic jam I've had down there ever. There should be some interesting reports in the magazine that's about to come out, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Ian. Now, general business from members. I can see Elkie lurking in the shadows there.
We're back. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone for their welcome after we've been away such a long time, but more importantly, I'd like to thank Leslie and Jason Butler, who were so gracious and generous and looked after the clothing shop while we were away. Leslie is a very busy lady. She works full time and she had a lot going on in her personal life, and I am extremely grateful that she took it on, and it's people like that that make this club what it is. And I'd just like to remind, there's nothing new in the clothing shop at this moment. I've got a few things in here, but they've still got to come into fruition. But I'm just going to remind everybody that summer's coming up, and we do have the hats. Now, they're not latest in fashion. In fact, they make you look like a dork, but they protect your head. So just have a think. And if you want to buy one of these, come and see me. Thank you.
Thank you, Elkie. Any other members who are wanting to have a talk? Yeah, John?
Thanks, mate. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to have a quick little talk about Googs Track. Something I didn't know, but Googs Track this year and this month is turning 50 years old. Now, this is very late notice, I know, but on the 16th of September, the Denton family are going to they're going to host a day of celebrations out at Googs Lake. So if you're looking for a little trip for a couple of days, then you can go out to Googs Lake and you could get to meet members of the Denton family, who are the people, I guess these are the children, probably, of Goog, and I think it was John Denton was the other one, who actually built the track itself, right up, so that it went up to Kingunya, which is, it's a great trip. So 50 years of age, I've got a bit of information here about it, but it's got a link that's about a page or about a line and a half long, So I'm going to try and prevail on Bob later on. If he perhaps put it on the Facebook page, I'll talk to you about that. So if you are looking for something to do on the weekend of the 16th, there's a couple of other things that are going to coincide with that. But a little trip down to South Australia, down to Sargeant and out to Googs Lake could well be worth it, and get to meet members of the family who actually built that track. So it could be a wonderful day. We'd love to be there, but unfortunately we'll be heading off from home on the 20th of this month, so we're a little bit busy and can't get down there and back again in that time. Okay, look, there's one other thing, and I'll probably put this in the magazine, but you might also be aware that Westprint Maps have now sold off, and it's a company called Meridian Maps, and this information came out of their newsletter, which they're now using as Westprint used to use as well with Friday 5. Friday 5 is no longer there, but Meridian are now doing something to replace it, which is really good. I'll probably put something in the mag about that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Recce will take that. Now, just before we have, as we've got no actual guest speaker, we're going to have a recurring guest person in Norma, but we just do the general business from committee first, and then Norma is going to do a questionnaire, and the prize is huge, so you'll all want to do well, I'm sure. So in general business from committee, I'll just start off with, again, we've all said it before, but we're scheduled to have a stall at the Eastern Creek Raceway 4x4 and camping show on the weekend, Friday the 8th to Sunday the 10th. We've got volunteers and there's been a schedule set up, but if there's anybody here who's hankering to get involved, we'd love to have you. So if you can get in touch with me, and I'll get you your details to David Mickoff, and he'll put you on a schedule. Thank you. Now, Greg, did you have any general business? Alan? Mark? Gary? Ian? Robin? Debbie? Okay, Norma.
Knowledge and reminding, because last time people said, I knew all those answers, I just couldn't remember them. Couldn't remember the names. So as we have done, 10 questions, but as the scores have been so low, I'm offering heaps of bonus points tonight. So I'll just wait a little while my minions are handing out the paper and the valuable pencils, which please return. Again, well-used pencils.
I haven't spoken to Elke yet regarding the...
Now, I know a lot of people here are probably the most travelled people in Australia, but it's actually remembering the name of the places you've been. It really is hard, I agree. Gee, lots of people taking on the challenge. Hey, that's encouraging. Who's going to beat John, Greg and Cole? Who's going to get them tonight? Yes, remembering the name. And if I thought we'd have one clear winner, I would actually buy a worthwhile prize, but you can't be sure if 10 people are going to get the same score. Okay, let's go. There's a national park in New South Wales that has a wonderful organ piping rock formation. Now, I've seen this same formation in Tasmania, overseas, but not nearly as good as this national park in New South Wales. Name the national park in New South Wales. Yes, There is a national park in New South Wales that has millions and millions of years ago rock formations by volcanic action. And they're called organ piping, these rock formations. Now you see them in Tasmania, you see them in Ireland, you see them a lot of places around the world, but these New South Wales ones are the best I've ever seen. It's a New South Wales National Park. Okay, question 2. Yes, question 2. Name the track that runs from Cape Tribulation to Cooktown. Oh, probably most of you have been on it. Yes. Cape Tribulation to Cooktown. And you don't get your phone out either. No electronic materials. Yeah, okay. The next one's a nice easy one. Everyone will get the next one. Be encouraged. The road between Wyndham and Kununurra, there's a lovely water crossing. Well-known water crossing. We've probably all driven across it when it's been open, that is. And if you want a bonus point, tell me the name of the river that is crossing. Okay, this is Victorian High Country, so all those experts on Victorian High Country now. At the end of this track, you end up on a summit with a trig point, and you've got a 360-degree view. Beautiful view, yep. The track has the same name as the trig point, has the same name as the range you go through to get to it. Victorian High Country. You got to be... And everyone who's been to Victorian High Country, I'm sure, has done it and has a photograph of everyone under the trig point. Was that a good enough description, Phil? All right, okay. Oh, this is a good one for everyone. The longest four-wheel drive track in Australia. Oh yeah, home on that one? Longest four-wheel drive track in Australia. You get a bonus if you can tell me, one bonus point if you can tell me the two places it goes between. No, I'll be generous. You can have 2 bonus points if you get them both. 1 bonus point for one. I don't know, because I've just got dots here that tell me I've got 10 points. You see, I was going to write them out again today, but I went to lunch in the city at someone who used to be a club member, and I just ran out of time. Yeah. All right. Here's one for people who read their club magazine. Last magazine had an article about a weekend trip that was not that far from our club properties. Name the trip. It's in Last magazine. And the trip was so well subscribed that they had to break it into 2 groups. And so then we had 2 lots of trip leaders. So if you can name the trip leaders, once again, you get another bonus point. You might read the magazine next month. Is that a fair question? Okay. Where do we go? Yeah, this is a good one, yeah. Where in Australia was the foundation of Qantas? What town in Australia? I'll even go as far as to say it was Queensland. Where in Australia was Qantas founded? A town. Put that phone away, Cheryl. You can have a bonus point if you can name any of the 3 founders. Just any one name will get you a bonus point. And it wasn't Alan Joyce, and I don't think he's got long to go. Neither did they have the same problems, poor little Alan, as having at present. Okay. Southwest corner of Western Australia. 3 karri trees that you can climb. If you can name, well, I'll give you a point per tree. There are 3, yes. And if you can name them, you get points for each one. The 3 trees, karri trees in the southwest corner of Western Australia that have the steel stakes in them they used to be fire watch towers. Points for their names. That should have been question 8. Should have been roughly. Yeah. Now the next one. Where is the most southerly point in Australia you can drive to? What's the name of this place? Most southerly point in Australia you can just get in your car and drive to. I said Australia. You can drive to this place. I didn't say you can drive from here. I said you can drive in Australia. You're too clever. Hand up if you think you know that one. Right, that's not too many, is it? Okay. There was a bonus point, but I'm not giving you the bonus because if you're the only one who knows the place. Yeah, okay. Where? Give me the name of a town that you will find Lake Eyre Yacht Club. Someone said that's an easy one. You've probably just been there. Yes. You get a bonus point if you can tell me something really interesting about the building. Oh, she looks positive on that too. Lake Eyre Yacht Club, where is it? And a bonus point for if you can tell me something really interesting about the building. They came out of my memory, but I checked my facts because this bugger here would otherwise question me. So I fact-checked. But we've been in the club a long time. We've been a lot of places. But even David Nermgard today at lunchtime remembered, I gave them the quiz and they actually knew some of the answers. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the answers, put you out of your misery. Mount Caputar. Yeah, there was no bonus there. Bloomfield Track. Ivanhoe Crossing. Ord River. And Blue Rag. hand, everyone. Let me hear the answer to this one. Canning stock route, yes. That wasn't well done. Willoona and Halls Creek. Willoona. Billaloona. Well, my reference said Halls Creek to Willoona.
I'm with you, John.
Beg your pardon? Well, anyway, I'll take the other one because it probably is better than mine, yes. Okay, the club magazine, it was Caves to Caves, and the trip leaders were Chris Taylor, Lisa and Andrew Boyd. Qantas was founded at Winton. The founders were Hudson Fish, Paul McGuinness and Fergus McMaster, and no, I didn't remember those three people, I'll be honest. The trees, Diamond, Gloucester and Bicentennial. I've climbed Bicentennial and Gloucester, but I didn't even know about the diamond tree. Most southerly point, Cockle Creek. It's go down from Huonville, south of Huonville, as far as you can drive. And yeah, Tasmania, yes. And Lake Eyre Yacht Club is at Murray. And the interesting thing is it was originally an Aboriginal mission station and it's been lifted 3 times. So any of those things would get points. And of course I didn't know those things. No, I didn't. Are you going to complicate this? Yeah. Okay, give me your, well, add your score up. It doesn't take long. Did anyone reach 10? 9? 8? 7? Hallelujah, we beat 6. There's a 7 over there, my prize givers. 6. There's a 6 in the front row. 5. Oh, I thought you'd turn up soon. What about Cole? What did you get, Cole? 5, okay. Right. I thought there were enough bonus points to get it higher today. I can't hear you. Yeah, 1 tick for every bonus point, for sure. Yeah. A bonus point's a point. Oh, here's trouble. Stand up and be seen. I think we have champions. Please return the valuable pencils to the membership table or anywhere you like, as long as I eventually get them back so I can put you through some more misery next time the meeting doesn't have a guest speaker. Good evening.
Thank you very much, Norma. You did better last time, but we got 6 last time, not 3. Excellent. Okay, Sergeant at Arms, Sue. And Ken, or no? Oh, sorry. Where you go?
We have $50 gift cards, 2 from BCF and 1 from Bunnings. So nearly everybody bought tickets on the way in tonight. Seeing we don't have a guest speaker, perhaps Vice President Mr. Norris would like to draw the first ticket. Yes. And please make sure Norma gets your name. Purple, A88. Purple, A88. We have a winner.
If you wish to extend the meeting a little bit, I've got trip reports of videos and that sort of thing, if you'd like to.
Excellent. Would you like to draw the next one?
Set up,
Oh,
actually.
sorry, pick your card
2017.
first. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got several. I've got 10 or so, but...
Whoa!
That one?
It's a bit hard. The latch isn't. Right. Whoops.
It's not
Not our day. Right. Let's open the door. Next prize, drawn by Carl. Sort of a blue-grey colour, B090. Blue 090. And we have a winner. Thank you, Bob. Here's your choice of cards. Oh, BCF or BCF? Okay. Oh, sorry, Bob. Want to draw the next one? Not this time. Thanks, Bob. Yellow, 030. Yellow, 030. Oh, and another winner. Excellent. Phil has the last card, and that's the raffle for tonight.
Thank you, Sue. Now, don't all get up. We thought we were nearly finished, but John actually has a trip report from the past. So if everybody would like to see this trip report, and then we'll have some supper.
Smiling there I like your smile, but I'm too shy to show you. And I'm a decent fella, but my cards I will not show. It's not my style, I'm aloof and kinda mellow. Ain't no fortune teller, I guess I better let it go. I am not as creepy as I feel right now. I wish I could say to you, oh, but I like your smile, but I'm too shy to show you. And I will never tell you, and you will never know. It's funny how we will use our middle fingers. We all have triggers we struggle to conceal, but hidden deep beneath my protective expression is a silent confession that I will not reveal. I am not as creepy as I feel right now. I wish I could say to you, whoa, whoa, that I like your smile, but I'm too shy to show you. And I will never tell you, and you will never know.
Just love the $1.35, the dearest diesel. Wow. Okay, thank you, John. And Alan, it's a long time ago. Oh, Gary and Elkie were certainly on the trip. Did you put it together, Elkie? Wonderful, thank you. Okay, next general meeting will be held Monday, 9th of October at this venue. Declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much.